are going to be 7 Fords coming to Driving Empire this Friday, but before we go over them all, make sure to subscribe and drop a like on this video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So as we know, 7 Fords are coming this Friday, and I figured out 4 of the 7 just for you guys. I've figured out guaranteed what these 4 are. Now, there is 3 that we don't know, so we can kind of make our predictions there, but before I show you all what Fords are coming, I do want to go into what Fords are going. It's going to be kind of sad, but we are going to lose a lot of these Fords here, because you can see we have much more than 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and there's probably 1 or 2 I'm missing as well, so we're probably losing anywhere from 13 to 15 Fords, but the good news is, you know, we might get them back over time, but I can guarantee we're not going to get all of them back. I'm guessing the taxi Ford, it's getting removed probably. The police car Ford, one of the oldest models in Driving Empire. It's literally got like a PNG interior, meaning it's just like all photos in here, not even modeled. This is getting removed as well. Pretty sad stuff. 6x6 Ford, this is getting removed as well, would be my guess. What else do I know is getting removed? Most likely, classic Mustang, I would say. Next on the chopping block, it's getting removed. I would say this Ford right here, it's getting removed. All these are most likely getting removed. It's pretty heartbreaking, but it's gotta happen. And also, even some of the older Mustang models like these, I can't guarantee that we're gonna get this generation of Mustang. I know we're gonna get the newest, but not this. So I'll go over what Mustangs are gonna be in it and stuff. I know some, so I think it's best we just start going over what I know is coming, and then we can move on to predictions of what else could come. And who knows, maybe one of these older generation Mustangs could be one of the ones coming. So in the Driving Empire server, you can see they say we are releasing 7 Ford models this Friday. We will reveal 3 more before the launch. Can you guess what they are? Stay tuned for the next one tomorrow. You get it? So basically, we only have 1 right now, but I can predict all of them for you guys. Simple. So, we got the Ford Mustang GTD. Amazing. My favorite Mustang ever is the GTD. I mean, this thing's just insane. It beats supercars on racetracks. So it's just craziness. So obviously, that's a really cool one. And then you might be like, what are some of these other cars? Okay, I think I can call them all out. So that one right here, looks like a Ford Focus to me. Now, I don't know what year. I can see it has a little antenna, so I'm going to do some research and see if I can find one with an antenna. Now, don't quote me on this, but I believe I might have just found it. The Ford Focus RS, you can see we got a little antenna on it. This thing looks like a blast, and it's definitely the shape of the car. Now, I don't think it's this one, because this one's the newer one, and you can see no antenna, but the older one has the antenna, so I believe that confirms it for us. The Ford Focus RS seems to be, yeah, look at that, it's got the antenna, so I believe that's the car. The silhouette and everything, especially that little antenna on the top, really gives it away, so I believe that's the Ford Focus RS. Now that Mustang right there, okay, that's definitely a Mustang, I can tell you that. We can tell based off the shape compared to that Mustang, but what Mustang is that? It kind of looks like a Mustang Dark Horse, perchance, because I can kind of see the newer shape. It's definitely the newer Mustang. I don't think it's older. So we're gonna go look up a Dark Horse just to confirm. So this is the Dark Horse. We have this little spoiler here. I'm actually gonna switch back over and see if we see that little spoiler. Ooh, it's kind of like, I can't tell if that's a ducktail or a nice spoiler. It's hard to tell. I mean, it looks like it could be it though, based off the shape. You can see like kind of how it goes up there. Let me see if it goes up like that on the real one. We're gonna switch back over real quick. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Does it go back up like that? I don't really know. Is there like one with a ducktail maybe that it's looking like? Ooh, yes, that confirms it right there. You see how it goes up? That edge right there confirms it. You see how it goes up a tad bit? Let me switch back over. Look, you see how it, like, the spoiler, it goes up a little bit. That's the best way to describe it. Like right here, it goes up. That's what's giving it to me. I believe it's the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. And this one right here. Now, easiest of them all, Ford GT, I'm calling it. Let me show you which one it is. Okay, now for a moment, I was thinking this was the older Ford GT, but it's actually the newer one, I believe, because what gave it away is I was looking and I'm like, okay, you can kind of see it looks like this, obviously, right? Let me switch back. At first, it looks like the older Ford GT, but the more I'm looking at it, let me show you something. So, you see up front here how it kind of goes upward there? And it goes in a bit and up. I don't believe the older Ford GT does that. You can see, look, it does not go in and up there, but the newer Ford GT, it goes kind of in and up, You see that on the splitter? That's what's giving it away for me. So I believe this is going to be the newer Ford GT. Also, something else that's kind of giving it away to me, you see that little circle taillight right there? That little circular shape? I believe that's the shape of these taillights on this one. You can kind of see a similar circle. Let me see if we can find the rear end. Yes, the circle right there, that circle design. On the older one, I don't believe it has circle taillights like that are visible. Like, yes, it has circles, but they're not visible from the front at all. Like, if we look at this photo, we cannot see the circle there. But back over to Discord in the Driving Empire server, you can see the circle very visibly. So I believe it to be the new Ford GT based off that shape. It's kind of, you know, you gotta bear with me here. It's kind of hard to explain, but I tried my best. So I think you'll get these 4 cars. Now, what are the other 3 cars gonna be? So let's go over that right now. So there's 3 other cars, but let's be real. They already have 2 Mustangs coming in this update. Would they really add a 3rd Mustang? Probably not. What are some other iconic Fords? The Ford F-150, baby. This thing makes sense. I'm calling it. One of the cars is gonna be a Ford F-150. It's literally one of the most iconic Fords, the Ford F-150. I mean, it's literally like screams Ford. It's the most American vehicle. It's an American pickup truck. They have to add a Ford F-150. It makes sense. They gotta do it. So I don't know what Ford F-150 is gonna be, but I mean, judging off this one, if they were to just keep this in game, I'm guessing it would just be this. So yeah, it's probably just gonna be this Ford F-150 right here. Most likely the Raptor variant. Obviously that makes the most sense. Sportiest version. So Ford F-150. It's gotta be one of the cars. Now, I'm debating though what the other 2 are. I'm thinking, you know, maybe they would do the older Ford GT. But it doesn't make much sense with this update, as it seems like they're adding mostly new Fords. Maybe in the future though, they would do like an update with a classic Ford GT like this, a classic Ford Mustang. Maybe in the future. But for this update, I don't see how older Fords really fit in, so it's gonna be newer Fords. But what newer Fords would it be? You know, we already have the new Ford GT. We already kind of predicted, you know, their main models. They have Mustangs. They have the Ford Focus. They did an F-150. I don't know what the other 2 are gonna be, so let me honestly try to figure out what it could be. Okay, now hear me out. We already talked about an F-150, but what if alongside the actual, you know, engine Ford F-150, they have an electric one, the Ford F-150 EV Lightning. I personally feel like this is something that they would add. Even though I don't like it, I just think this is absolutely something they would just throw in there to have. It sucks, but it might be one of them. Another one I think it could be maybe the Expedition, you know, their big SUV. I mean, it's a cool car, and it would make sense for them to add. Let me show you why. I could definitely see them adding it because they've already added similar vehicles from brands like Chevy. So let me show you. We got the Chevy right here. This is like the Ford Expedition, but the Chevy variant of it. So, you know, that's one car that's like that. And also, if we look up Cadillac, they've added the Escalade, which really makes me think, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Of course they would add the Ford Expedition to compete with these 2 cars in game, because they already have 2 like this. Why not have a 3rd? So it just makes sense for the Expedition to be one of the vehicles. So I think we can call it definitely an F-150, potentially an Expedition, I would say. So that's 2. What's the 3rd gonna be, though? What's that 3rd missing one that we don't know? I don't know. There's a few clues, though, that I might be able to figure out. Like, I mean, we're seeing some SUVs, maybe. So, potentially, it could be another SUV Ford. I don't really know. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. So, let me try to see if I can figure out any other details. And maybe I can figure out what the last car would be. Okay, so I have my predictions. Now, this one's the less likely one. I don't feel like they would add this, but maybe there's a chance. This Ford Explorer right here. It's kind of a basic Ford, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's whatever. I don't really see the need for them to add it. But this is a Ford GT race car. Now, I feel like, though, if they were to add it, it would be the front and center car in this teaser right here. But, I mean, there's a chance they could be saving this one for the update to surprise you all with. So, why do I think they could add this? This is like the Ford GT race car, right? But let me show you why I think it could be added. So basically, when I was trying to predict what Bentleys would come, I predicted that one of them would be the Bentley GT3 car, and they weren't teasing it because they wanted it to be a surprise for the collections. Was I right? Absolutely. Of course I was right. I'm always right, guys. But like, and literally they added this car. I was like saying how it would make total sense for this Bentley GT3 to be a collection vehicle because we had a McLaren GT3 collection vehicle and an Audi GT3 collection vehicle. And let's look at collections. What brands do they have in collections? Brands that have tons of vehicles. What's coming in this update? Tons of Fords. 6 Fords. The perfect amount to be a collection potentially. So what do I think could happen? A Ford collection. You can see more collections are coming soon. So hear me out. What if one of these coming soons was Ford. We're getting a Ford collection, and that Ford GT, the GT3 race car, Ford GT, that would make total sense to be a car they would add, because when they, like I said, when they were releasing the Bentleys, they never really teased the Bentley GT3. It was something that came out in the update, and I absolutely called it. I predicted it. Now, there's obviously the chance that I could be wrong, but I'm feeling strong and confident about this. I did my research. I think the third car is going to be that Ford race car right there. I could be wrong, like I said, but I mean, when predicting these cars, I'm fairly good at it. I can pick up on the Driving Empire patterns, and one of the patterns is them adding collection vehicles with brands such as Ford. Ford's like literally a brand. I feel it. There's gonna be a Ford collection, guys. And what is the perfect car? A GT3 car, because of course they do it. Every GT3 car so far has been a collection vehicle. It only makes sense. I mean, it would fit right in with the GT3 Audi, the GT3 McLaren, the GT3 Bentley. It just makes sense. So they're honestly, now that I think about it more, there's no way they're not gonna do it. It makes so much sense for them to do that. Now, the one part about this that really does suck though is that these vehicles right here will probably all be removed and replaced with the new Fords. So you'll be refunded for these cars if you had them right now. So don't be too concerned. You'll just get a refund. They'll say, I don't know, it'll just be like 100% refund, I believe. And then obviously you can go buy the new Fords for yourself. So that's pretty cool. Also keep in mind, all the Fords we went over today, only a few of them are confirmed. Only these 4 are confirmed. All the others are predictions, and I think I could be pretty accurate. You know, like this one here, it's a prediction, that type of stuff. I think they're pretty accurate predictions. But who knows? Like I said, you know, they are at the end of the day predictions for the last 3 Fords that I went over. But I feel pretty confident that an F-150, an Expedition, and the Ford GT3 race car, I feel confident. Those are my confident answers, that those are going to be the 3 other Fords. If I actually predict all these, that's insane. But like I said, you know, speculation, I could be wrong. But that is going to be everything for today's video. I truly hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like. I would truly appreciate it. Subscribe, ring the notification bell so you never miss another upload. Check out the video on screen here. YouTube thinks you like it, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.